This morning, I want to let you in on some inside perspective, right? So in a chaotic world, welcome, good morning. I know how I start the day is a little off. Nothing but good vibes. What you're going to get out of this video is encouragement. You're going to use the devil's weapons to prosper. Everything that life throws at you in a negative manner, you're going to use that as kind of like you're going to have a tool belt filled with tools right now. I want to bring some life into your perspective, and I want to show you and point out and isolate what's going on with the media. I can't help but bring this up. It's amazing how time goes on, and there's different ways that the media utilizes negative news to influence us and impact us. Now, this distraction I'm going to bring up is going to segue into right where my deepest part of my meditation is, and this is going to help a lot of people. I have a good feeling that this is going to help you today, because if you're going through any oppression, any negative situations, if you've got illnesses, if you've got mental disabilities, if you've got the world pinning you down, you feel like you're in the middle between a hard place and a rock and you just have nowhere to go, it's getting tight and squeezing in on you, I got the solution, baby. I got it for you today, and I'm bringing it full forth and up. But I just want to go over my biggest pet peeve of 2022. My biggest pet peeve of 2022 is the distractions. So if you have Microsoft Edge, that's the example I'm going to use. If you open up your browser, Microsoft Edge, you're going to see the news blasting negative information at you. This is crazy how Microsoft Edge has it. Literally, you open up your browser, and for someone who likes fads and likes to catch on to the negative news feeds, it'll be a great replacement for the TV, because you have the broadest, best, attention-stealing, grabbing topics that you can possibly think of right when you open up your browser. And it's a huge distraction, because when you open up your browser, you're intentionally looking to get work done. However, you've got all these banners popping up showing you different news, and it's negative. It's terrible, right? Because they know how to market towards humans. Human behavior focuses on the negative things. 3 things to prevent XYZ from happening. 3 things you've got to watch for, you might lose your life, right? Everybody's clicking on these clickbait things, and so these distractions take place and move us away. But what I want to bring up is there's always a positive to a negative. We learn this in any biology class you may have taken from the 5th grade on up to college levels. We know that there are electrons and protons. That's how an atom is created, right? So even though there are these distractions that are reaching levels unfathomable, this is going to bring out a level of focus that requires so much more effort to obtain, but once it's obtained, it's impenetrable. All wealth is created during catastrophes outside, all around us, right? There was a pandemic that went down, Bitcoin skyrocketed, there was millionaire investors in cryptocurrencies, there's all types of millionaires being created in the NFT world. Go back to the Great Depression, there was people who were buying up real estate when other people were going through deficits. So every time there's a economical deficit or shift, people, this is where people strive, and this is where a lot of wealth is created. Majority of wealth, if you study how currency works, majority of wealth is created, and riches are created during these times, these hard times. Why? Because there is an equivalent positive to every negative that happens in life. It's going to require a solution just as great as the problem. Okay, so where are we going with this? So I want to help you out today. So if we know that there is a counter to every negative in an equivalent manner in the positive, let's look at our lives right now and let's consider what's going on around us and what's going on and what's happening to us. And now let's start searching for solutions now with a different perspective, knowing that the larger the problem, the more intense the problem is, the solution has to be equally as impactful, or equally as strengthened and strong. Right? So what this is doing is it's really giving you the advantage right now if you're going through problems, trials, and tribulations. Because the people who are getting fed with a silver spoon, who are just getting things handed off to them, right? How currency works, how money works, is it doesn't stay in the hands of those who don't know how to spend it. Those who indulge in their desires and their habits, money doesn't stay in their hands. Money disappears quick, right? So don't worry about those people getting fed with a silver spoon. Their currency, their money, whatever they got, that's not you. Whatever they're facing in life, they've got their own problems that they're worried about. You heard Gary Vee say it, crying in their Ferraris. You got people with money crying in their Ferraris. So what I'm saying is, right now, I'm giving the underdogs a chance to perform. Because if you're facing oppression, if you're put in a position to build a business without any finances, this is going to require a solution that is astronomical, amazing. You're going to have to do the impossible because you've got a problem right now so great in your life to have a solution for and get over and get past that. So now it's time to utilize these negative situations and these negative encumbrances, the things that life throws at us that tries to stop us, that tries to prevent us from growing and maturing and becoming the people we want to be. We utilize these and now we use them for our benefit. And now it's time to explore in our deepest part of our own meditation. This is going to require you to do some serious meditating on past experiences, on miracles that have happened in your life, on breakthroughs, on stories that you've heard. You're going to have to search back into all the positive news through all this negative news that we have going on. But if you can search through, if you can get through without laying on your back and just taking everything and just saying, life just happens and that's just the way it works out. If you can avoid that, if you can keep that out of your life completely and you can keep searching and keep wiggling your way through, right, with swiftness, you become better at dodging that news. I know exactly what to do where my eyeballs are supposed to go now when I open up the browser on Microsoft Edge. I go straight for the browser, boom, boom, boom. It's even increasing my typing speed. My typing speed is astronomical. It's going up by crazy, unfathomable numbers now because I'm typing faster than ever to get away from all those distractions, to get into my focused work. So what I'm saying is, I don't know what you're going through. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a broken arm. I don't know if it's a sickness in the body. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's something in your career, in your job. I don't know I don't know what barriers that are in front of you. But what I do know is that there is an equivalent solution. It's scientific. It's been broken down already. For every negative, there is an equivalent positive, and that's how an atom is created. Okay? So let's start creating atoms of miracles. Let's be intentional with the miracles and the solutions. Let's be intentional with our future and our destiny. Let's start being intentional. I don't want to have to bring up the book The Alchemist, do I? Listening to the omens and following and going to discover your treasure. If you want to read that book, that's a good one, but you don't have to do that. All you have to do is stop taking life for granted and laying on your back and letting everything happen to you. If you live in an apartment, fantastic. If you live under the bridge, even better. Oh my goodness. There's a saying that goes that the homeless sometimes are in a better financial position than us because we've got so much debt. The ones who went to school and have all, they got to pay all these, loans off and they're still fighting to get out of there. Whereas sometimes the ones who are homeless that don't even have a social security card, they don't have any debt either. So there's an equivalent positive to every negative. You just have to continue to keep searching for it. The point of this video is so you hold on and you don't give up, right? That you don't give up, that you understand that there are several people going through the same situations, if not worse, some a little bit easier, some a little bit not. But the point is that there's an equivalent blessing solution on the other side of every problem. Okay? You need to get that part. Because in life, what's going to happen is you're going to start seeing this in everything that happens, not just problems, but every situation that comes up, there's going to be an opposite side of the end that you have to be tactful. You have to be able to be good at tactics, and you have to be strategic in the way that you operate. It has to be like a war mindset, even in your business, because you have to understand. They said something about, here's a fun fact for you, Kevin Durant. They were doing an interview. Why is he one of the most dangerous players that other basketball players are intimidated by? Because when he sinks a three, he doesn't celebrate. He just strolls back like he does this, like it's practice. And that's what scares people, is when there's no celebration, when someone is so focused because they understand, I just scored that basket, what's going to happen? Now the opposing team is going to come back even that much more harder because they want to calm the crowd down. They want to take back control of the momentum. So I got to get back on defense, and I have to prepare for that opposing side to come back and try to score on us. That's what makes you deadly. That's what makes you world class. And that's exactly why you're on this live right now. Because the only thing we strive for is world class. We're not satisfied with anything else other than world class. Everything that we have, every ounce, every bit of energy that you've got goes straight into your craft. It goes straight into your passion. It goes straight into your work ethic. And we don't stop until the little ticker in our heart stops. We keep going. We keep going because life is going to throw you lemons. If you know that the lemons are coming, you better become a master at creating lemonade. I don't know if you've got to write a book, if you got to write a song. I don't know what you do. Do you dance? Do you tap dance? I don't know. Are you an artist? I don't know what it is. I know that you're not a professional at watching TV, unless you get paid to watch TV. I don't know. This world is amazing. So you can get paid in several different ways. The moral of the story is, in order to create more impact, we have to be more intentional with these problems, and we have to really start soul searching. And when we have something come up, a headache, when we feel nauseous, whatever the case may be, we have to explore what's going on inside of us and utilize that in order to propel us more forward into our future. It never stops, because when you stop, you're actually moving backwards. Okay? So let's go ahead and continue moving forward. Be still, be cautious, be patient with all your goals. But at the end of the day, it's going to take a bunch of smaller decisions that need to go right in order for the bigger decisions to go right. Are you making your bed this morning? I'm not judging anybody. I'm just saying, you start out making your bed. Next thing you know, you're making your account go up more, and you're making deals happen a lot more. You're closing everything. Like, everything in your life is just taken care of. Yeah, because it's the small decisions that matter. The small decisions. Okay? So these small decisions add up. It's the same thing when it comes down to a negative situation. There's a positive one. How many times are you finding the positive? That's going to be the key. Are you finding the positive part inside of that negative situation? So the deepest part of my meditation is just thinking, wow, there's so much distraction outside. There's so much that you can fixate your mind on and get lost, that in order to succeed, you really have to become an amazing individual, an amazing human being. And it has nothing necessarily to do with your talent, not necessarily your ability to work harder than everybody else around you. I mean, those all factor in at some point, but you have to be able to turn negative situations into positives. Because the people that stay around you are going to have a similar habit pattern that you do. So if you can change your habits, now your vocabulary, your language, your rhythm, your vibration, everything about you starts changing, and you start bringing in people who are on the same level as you. You see, we already spoke about this. Cheetahs run with cheetahs. Eagles fly with eagles. So you're not going to be put in the crowd that you need to be put in. You're not going to, they say a plant, when a plant is growing, it can only grow as tall and as big as the pot that it's planted in. So the soil and the base matter. Where you root yourself, who you're hanging around, what you're listening to, all of it matters, because you can't grow tall or high or big enough if you don't have the right soil. And what's the soil? The soil is your habits. What are you instilling into your daily routines? Are you getting distracted, and are you clicking on the banners, and are you falling into their vortex and distracting yourself? Is that what's going on? Not anymore. Why? Because we understand now. It's going to take an incredible amount of focus to avoid that distraction. We understand now it's going to take an incredible amount of, change of habits in order to get back healthy. Whatever the case may be, to get back on where you were in your business. Whatever the case may be, it's going to take an equivalent amount of energy and effort, as big as that problem is, but that solution is going to be astronomical. You're going to be one of those one pioneers instead of being the one who suffered when the economy changed. You're going to be one of those people with the testimony that says, no, I strived. I finally found my moment. I wasn't disobedient and I didn't just throw my savings away. I put 10% to the side. I'm not a financial advisor, but can you put at least 10% aside for your future? Because when this happens, when your opportunity comes, you want to be ready for it. And sometimes all it takes is 10% of $100 to make the world a better place. That's $10. $10, you can make the world a better place. Do you want me to give you another example of how you could do this with your long-term savings? What if your long-term savings is under 1,000? What if it's under 500, your long-term savings? Jason, how do I take that and how do I turn it, into something that's going to profit and benefit me? How? 10% of that is $50. You can go buy 5 books, 2 to 5 books that'll change your life, that'll impart wisdom, that'll give you experience. Look, see, that 6 months of 10% savings that seemed like it was nothing, now it's really big. Now it's a huge savings, because what if you got $2,000? That's $200 in books I can buy now. Whoo! Yeah. Anyway, I don't want to go ahead and run down too many rabbit holes. Again, this is just to explain that there is an equivalent positive to every negative that happens in life. So when a negative happens in life, say thank you. Thank you, take it on the chin. You get slapped, turn the other cheek, whatever the case may be, however you want to ingrain it inside of your mind. But whenever a negative happens, there's an equivalent positive. With that being said, you guys, let's run into this day. Let's propel with motivation. Let's have endless amounts of solution, endless amounts of energy. Make sure you take your nap if you're tired. Make sure you eat your fruits if you don't have energy, right? If you can't do any of those, hey, I like push-ups and all that too. So more of the story is no excuses, only positives, because that's how we turn things into atoms that crystallize and formate, because we are diamonds. Like we said, we're getting put under pressure and heat, and we are turning out to be beautiful. All right, you guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.